Hey Leonte, hello, hello, and everybody else. Hi, people, people of the Twitch. By the way, just as expected. Wait, is my mic working? Yeah, my mic is working. So just as expected, I woke up today and I fixed the wrapping issue in like 10 minutes. Right. So now it just works as it should. Well, it gets like wonky when you go way too small, so you can see privileges got squashed by otherwise it's pretty chill. So the idea, I guess, to stop squashing it. Um, Maybe some chill music, because this is a very chill evening. Oh my god, what the fuck? Hell yeah. Hey Alex, maybe I can now go back working for Amazon. They finally yeah. This is true. Uh, yeah, I saw the news like barely before going live, and I thought it's gonna make like a funny stream title, right? Right. So Amazon didn't lay me off. They pay nice severance. I left on my own to work. Yeah. I see. You did the real man. How do you say it? Yeah, you did it like the real man. A little bitch would have worked on his game like 2 hours a day after work, waiting for layoff and severance package. But you just like balls to the walls, like go work on it full time. Pack the corpus. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to change this wrapping logic to respect minimal length. Hey Ahmed, hello, hello. So max line count as that width. So let's say max of as that width and which of them? Let's say like 500, right? How does it look like? So we go and at some point, yeah, we don't squash it anymore. Like, okay, enough is enough, right? I like it. I like it like this. Let's keep it this way. Yeah. Squash beyond 500. maybe unmagify this constant. The difference between working 2 hours a day and 8 hours a day isn't for X. It feels like 100. Yes, yes, absolutely. The scale is not linear. It is exponential because on this thing, I can work like 1 to 2 like productive hours a day, right? Because I mean, working on it at midnight, you know, like midnight till 2 a.m., you can't really call that a productive hours, right? It's like you're going on fumes. You know what I mean? So no more fancy font animations scrolling through UV. Yeah, I fixed that. But yeah, I had the fastest technical interview. Oh yeah. So are you a certified Tcl developer now, or? So you don't know. I see. I think I don't need this too. I'm pretty sure it auto dereferences. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Oops. I periodically get some pretty sexy offers, you know, like money and work-wise, but I'm always kind of, you know, should I take an offer or should I not? Because I still kind of thinking about, you know, maybe I should nerve my expectations and try to get into, you know, like professional systems programming. But then I realized that I kinda can use money that I'm getting currently, and so I usually just, yeah, well, I work in web. Like professionally, I do web programming. Interviewer told me it's very hard to find someone who knows Tcl. I mean, if that's the case, then their entire problem is that they are trying to find Tcl programmer. Just find a good hardware programmer and he will learn Tcl in no time. This is how you do it. Right? Like, duh. You know, the Drake laptop meme. So now I want to simplify, or not simplify, but improve a bunch of these logs. So for example, could not open dev unit. Oh, you know what I can do? I could use my new module that I have implemented in like control flow, you know, with error. What do you think it would try to do it? Yeah. So right, so I guess I'll just copy it, because why not? Modules, do less, and right, I'll just literally copy it. Insane cut. Logging, it's here. Well, there you go. So we have this. Do I want to copy or return? Like, not really, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not gonna copy it. I'm just gonna, you know. And then in Linux, I can do, like, I can import control flow. Not in Linux. Let me go and import it in main. And then here, I can use this with, like with error, right? And this is gonna be code. And then kind of like this. And then this part goes here. And I don't need this anymore. And I don't need that. So if I implemented my macro correctly, this should just work. Well, with the exception that this to-do I actually fixed. I refrained from telling them that. I only had 2 days to learn SQL before the interview. SQL also has less than 2 days to learn. Yeah. Well, you can't really learn SQL in 2 days because the big part of learning it is not really learning the syntax of the language. It's more about like database quirks, like what about indices? What about materialized views, you know? Oh, in which cases like Postgres, like logs per column or per row? In which case, you know, like Postgres will hard lock the table. This kind of situation, right? So you just can't learn it in 2 days. Hey Valley, hello. Yeah, if you just want to access, but yeah, like if you want to access some data, then also it depends on how much data, right? If it's a little bit of data, then nobody cares, yeah. But if it's like a lot of data, if you do like big reports, then there are quite some ways to log the fuck out of your database. Yeah, hey Value, thank you for joining me. Welcome. So we have error code and error string here. Right, so error code, error value and error string, yeah. For creating this. And I actually can use my own macro. So logs string equals s. This is kind of what I have, and then I can copy that. For creating then something like error code this. Ooh. And then error string, right? And then another string will be reopen the program with root, reveal yes, or configure required udev roots. And we can have this at the end. Yeah, something like this. And let me remember if my S macro, oops. Bro. Helpers, yeah, there you go. Is it... Oh, this is kind of a... This will get deprecated soon. So this will need to be escaped differently. I think it still is gonna work still, but yeah. And then I will need to print it into the log, right? So I can do it like this, and I can log error, and you know, like log string, and then we provide name. So name goes here, then here goes error value, then here goes error string. Ooh, yeah. And then that's, I think that's it. Let's see if it works. All right. With error here, undeclared identifier sprint. What? Because what? Oh shit, this is a bug in my... We need to do... like this. No? Something else? Sprint. Why is it undeclared identifier? It's in basic, motherfucker. Surely that's it. Yeah, that's about it. What else? Undeclared identifier open. This is surprising. Open should be getting accessed in this scope. Right, so when I insert this code, by default it should get inserted like here, but for some reason it seems like it doesn't see open from POSIX. Huh. Hey Hads, have tried implementing stuff for Wayland instead of X11 since it's already getting deprecated. It's planned. Yeah, now I'm not really bothering with Wayland, but yes, eventually I will implement it for sure. Hello. Hey Alman, hello. C, Java, and Rust are very different. Most technical concepts are the same. And there are different concepts, but yeah, I mean, if you know computers, if you know how computers work, then you will definitely have way easier time switching between languages. Maybe if it's some functional language like Haskell, you will need to learn a little bit of like category theory on top of that, right? Because the math, it doesn't necessarily map on top of the computers, so you might have to learn that, at least to a certain extent, but... Yeah, functional languages are definitely bigger gap, but systems, regular like system languages, probably not. Functional programming. I mean, Lisp probably doesn't count, right? So I can't claim that I know any one of them. Yeah, why is my macro not resolving here? Like this? This should be getting resolved from that scope. From the scope of my create virtual devices. And Linux for sure imports POSIX. Look at it. It's right here. Right, so, and... So open. Undeclared identifier open. What if I do... If I do insert scope, it also will not work because it's kind of the same thing, right? And same if I do insert scope code, because code is now here. Oh shit, it worked. Okay, well, interesting. So I guess insert and insert scope code actually are different. For some reason, I thought that regular insert inside of the macro will by default get resolved into a parent scope. I guess I was mistaken. Well, the more you learn. And as you can see, I actually get this deprecation warnings from my helpers module. So what I need to do is I need to replace this with backward slash. And I need to escape my backward slash as well. There you have it. So what do we have here? A known escape sequence. This. So something is incorrect here. So I have log string and then 1, 2, 3. And here I have 1, 2, 3. So what are you not liking, sir? Invalid percent index 1 in the format string could not open for creating. Oh wait, no. There you go. Yeah, this should be one. Yeah. That's it. This is the macro. And now if I launch it, it should, yeah, no such file or directory. Look at this. Error code 2. So if I press error code 2, no such file or directory, then empty line, reopen the program with the privileges, blah, blah, blah. And now I can. Yeah. So I kind of don't want to print an empty line here to skip the whole like entire line. So in my, let's go back to printing. Maybe put like a marker here. I heavily disagree. You need to understand semantics of the language to say anything precisely in the language. Yeah. This is kind of like arguing, you know, the meaning of the word know. You know, like, do I know C? I can read C. I can kind of like write C, but do I really know C? Like, no, I can't be, you know, if you put me, yeah, if you put like me in one chair and you put like Eskil Stenberg, I think that's how you pronounce his name, into another seat, and you know, give us the same task, he will finish it, you know, in like 2 hours, and it will take me like 2 days. You know what I mean? So, do I really know C? And this is me like being generous. So yeah. The only language that I really know, I can say that I know the language. You know, when it comes like, I know the quirks of the language. I know some about its like internal implementation and stuff like that. Not counting Jai, right? is probably like Python and JavaScript. Like I'm very familiar with those two languages and their like ecosystems. Right, so I've read like CPython source code I can't say like thoroughly, but I'm pretty like familiar with it. I can like go to Python GitHub, I know where's like hash map implementation of CPython. I can like go say how like key is laid out and stuff like that. And I'm very familiar with all of the kind of ecosystem. I know like my way around. Same with JavaScript, I kind of know how like Node.js runtime works relatively reasonably. I know the difference between like Node and the browser, how to debug like, stuff related to it, right? And things like that. So I'm very comfortable with those two languages, right? I can pretty much go into any code base in these two languages and like jumps right into it with pretty much like minimal domain knowledge. So I usually just don't even need any like documentation how to get started. That's why I'm so successful in this sort of contracting environment, right? When I can just join the project and be productive relatively quickly there. Hey Dunka, hello. Welcome. C++, Jai, and the language I'm making. So yeah. Maybe it makes sense for me to just, learn C++ like reasonably well. If I really plan to make like a jump into like systems, space. Not just make a jump, to be comfortably hireable, right? So I can comfortably pass like interviews in C++. Because at the moment, I wouldn't be able to comfortably pass a C++ interview if people start like asking me STL questions, like quirky, like fucking do you know like std fucking ranges, you motherfucker, this kind of stuff. So I would not pass a C++ interview in this sense. Or maybe I should just learn Rust, I don't know. To just like be really like good at it. A lot of companies use C++ STL pretty extensively, even like big countries. Yeah. So that's why if I really want to go like systems kind of path and just be like not just find somebody from my networking, from people I know who trust me that I can get up to speed without necessarily knowing all this, and I would like apply to some random company that has C++ in their job requirement. I would have to learn those gotchas because they will surely ask those. Yeah. When I draw details, I draw every line, and I supposed to like trim it actually. Oh, you know what? So I trim it, and then if not trimmed, I think that's the solution. Not quite. I still draw this wide ass line. Interesting. Metaprogramming as static reflections. Yeah. So yeah, I can pass like Python interview like this, right? Like ask me about static metaprogramming in Python, ask me like quirky questions. Yeah, I will pass that, no problem at all, but any other language, probably not. Well, I guess I can probably pass like Jai interview at this point. If you just ask me about the language, right? Of course, if you, in real like companies, they would ask me about, like game math and maybe some like game architecture related questions that I won't pass because I just don't have the knowledge. I've never worked in this situation. But why the fuck is this not working? Ah! There you have it. No? Bruh. 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 Trimmed. If not trimmed, continue. Let me put Let me put debugger here. Oops, sorry for the flashbang. There we go. Hey Mario, hello, hello. Stop complaining. Turn the light. I guess don't turn the lights on. It's midnight, right? So you are allowed. Okay, you are allowed to complain. Oh my god, guys! Did you know? Twitch tells me that 6 viewers are risking of losing their streaks. Fuck Twitch. Yeah, let's do this. Right, so I press here, right? So error code 2. This is the first line. We add and we draw. Then second line. Reopen the... Sure. Okay. Man. Interesting. Rules. Boom. Right, so where does this come from? That's weird. The good old debugger front end, yeah. Most of the time I know what the hell I want to do, I just forget the syntax. Grabs library functions, yeah. Hi, I cannot lose my streak. Hey, Raken, hello. Let me turn something else. We have Peter Griffin atmospheric drum and bass mix. How about that? How do you feel about it? Peter Griffin atmospheric drum and bass mix that YouTube doesn't want to load. Mythic, yeah. I was kind of on the fence whether to stream today or not, but I decided to get like a couple hours in. Anyway, today was like super exhausting day at work. I'm like mega tired, like super fucking tired. But it's okay, we're chilling. Let me remove this line that advances coordinate, and I think this will scuff the first. Yeah. Oh, this actually breaks everything. Dun, 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 dun. Drain that rock. Me too. Well, actually, you know what helps? Like after work, like spend some time with my family, and it kind of gets me like mental reset. And then when my family goes to sleep, I can go back to the computer. So it's kind of important to spend like few hours not in front of the computer. Yeah. Like play with my kids, you know, like change some diapers and stuff like that. It really helps. It's, you know, it's physically exhausting. It's kind of a physical job, but you're not like mentally involved. You're not like solving a fucking like Fermi theorem or whatever it is. Yeah. And while body gets tired, the mind kind of chills a bit.
It's good sounds of happiness.
Intellectual break, yeah. I mean, playing with kids can be like mind numbing as well, because you know they're screaming and like running around. But it's like different. It is a different kind of weight. Different kind of work. It's not like intellectual, you know what I mean?
Unconscious poetry that only good music can speak.
So I guess I need to. So here's the thing, right? I get the string. I get the new offset. And then I draw it either here or here. If I draw it in the loop, I also need to add a little bit of an offset every time I draw. Every time I draw. You know what? So this should only happen on stream with my kid. Yeah. Yeah. Let me actually open the window. I need some air. There you go. So like this only needs to happen if I plan to draw another line, because then I will do this and I will do it one more time. So maybe I need to accumulate this Y here and then only add it here after I... Well, no, it doesn't make sense. Right, let me remove it and see. Yeah, so it will draw these two. I know. So S.H needs to get added only once. Details. So I here. I draw the button. And then I need to add it here. Yeah, not at the end of the loop, but rather like kinda here. And then this s.h is not needed anymore. And I think this, yeah, look at that. Now we're talking. Well, the only thing I need to do is I need to add a little bit of a spacing after, right? So here at the end, after I draw this, or like draw remainder. Yeah, so rules, and then instead of instantly drawing another button, I need to add like this spacing after the last line. Well, yeah, they're kind of like clumped. I don't like how they're clumped here. So maybe let's add another one here. So this is slightly better. Maybe I can add only at the end, but then the upper one will get kind of here, like. So I actually know what I want to do. So I want to add one here, right? If detail lines. Kind of like here. Yeah, so this is like better, right? So I have a little padding here and kind of the same padding here. And then if I remove this 0.5, how big of a gap it removes? Not really that big. Yeah, I think it's fine. What do you think? Yeah, and pressing. Yeah, there you go. We'll open the text editor of your choice. Right. Actually, yeah, so the handler should only get executed if we are not expanded. Let me fix it right away. So expanded, and then if it expanded, right, execute handler. So this is just, so when I click, handler gets executed. For example, I did all this, you know, I close it and I click on again. Oh shit, what the fuck? Yeah, it is because in order to succeed in the game industry, you need to recompile and rerun your application. Right. So I click, it opens, then I close the editor, I close, nothing happens. So handler only gets executed when we first click on the log to expand it. Yeah, quite like this behavior. So I could not create a virtual keyboard, nothing will work. Let's handle this log and see how like big it is or not. Would not create a virtual keyboard, nothing will work. Well, it is kind of, it's just like that. Then create a virtual device. It might be dangerous to run without it, so we abort. Virtual keyboard for health checking. Yeah, so this needs to be line endings. It might be dangerous without it, so we abort. Yeah. How can I test this one? Oh, I know what I can do. Just to test name. Yeah, else. This is just some code to test errors. And computer strings do not cast to U8, only literals do. Oh shit. Fuck. Well, that's called temp C string. Let's go. Virtual keyboard for health checking. It might be dangerous to run without it, so we abort. This also works, but this has a handler. Nice. Let's remove that. Cool. Let's remove that. Get back to our error message. Could not send control events. Could not send control events. This is a simple load. Actually, before I even do this, Erno. I probably shouldn't even attempt to send it. I should still start my timers, let's be honest. But I shouldn't really try to health check. Yeah, so similarly to how, you know, if I can't open the view input, I don't try to grab virtual keyboard. I don't try to grab real devices. In the same way, I don't really want to pass health check events here. And how do I do it? Also, where do I handle grab timer again? Uh-huh. Ah, I see. In the here. Wait, no. Else here. Here we try to ungrab. So could not create virtual keyboard. Could not send control events. Yeah, our blah blah. So this one should be expanded as well. Our input handler did not pass health check. Did not pass health check. Like this. So like that. It is likely that you got locked out of your keyboard for a few seconds. Right, so we recovered from this disaster, but please submit an issue to GitHub. White space. Or send me an email, preferably with log file attached. Preferably with log file attached. Yeah, and sorry for the inconvenience. There you have it. Let's take a look at it, how it looks like. Could not create. We can open this. Could not send control events. Input handler did not pass. Oh, there you go. Right. Boop. It is likely that you got hard locked for a few seconds. Recovered. But please submit an issue to GitHub or send me an email, preferably with log file attached. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, and seconds, this should be a dot. I like this message. Also, I only want to do this if we actually grabbed anything. And we only want to ungrab stuff if we have something that we are grabbing. And if I recall correctly, I'm storing it into a hash table. That was lib input open devices, yeah. And if input device created. To do. A lot of to-dos. Also this one. This one needs to have a handler. Running if under root. To disable. So this this actually doesn't really need any lock handlers. Just we can just display that in line, which is nice. Could not open blah blah blah. This should be a single error message actually. So first, could not open, right, like this. And then, yeah, like that. So that's a big one, but I think it's fine. And I probably need to pass a path here. So I think that is fine. Maybe let's try it out actually. Well, before we try it out, before we try it out, I wanted to attach log files, right? So here, I asked the user to attach the log file, and wouldn't it be cool if I just, instead of go find log file yourself, I just open it. So we will do it, and the way I'm doing it now is handle. Where am I doing it? Yeah, like here, which is a bit. Let me remove this. So a bit awkward. It is like a bit awkward, right? I set the handler, I call the log error, and then I kind of set it back. I can literally do this. So logger data equals create virtual device handler. There's this context syntax. I'm pretty sure I can just do this while performing insert here. And you click identifier create virtual device handler. What? What do you mean undeclared? Do I also need to insert on error this way? Not quite. While expand macro with error here. Oh, this is... It's called lowercase. Metaprogramming, everyone. Where the fuck is it? Here. Still doesn't work. Undeclared identifier, create virtual device handler. Did I just typoed it? Oh, I fucking typoed that. So can I just do it still like this? No. Yeah, I do. Type wanted void pointer, type given, so I can just auto cast this motherfucker and it will just work. So let me... Oh! Hell yeah. And then a different one will not run. Our input handler did not pass wipe check. Where is... Oh, it is likely, yeah. Yeah, nice. Hey, Sijin, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. So this works. You know what we need? When I expand details, we need to auto scroll. We need to scroll this in view. And unfortunately also I can't select it, right? So this is not selectable. Which is like, yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate, but I don't want to be in the business of making text editors for now. So yeah. I really like where it's going. I really like how this logging kind of how this logging system acts. It really feels user-friendly. It doesn't feel like I'm making program for Linux. It feels like I'm making a program for Windows. This is the way of, this is the levels of GUI goodness I'm talking about. So create virtual device error handler. And this will be, how do we call it? Open log error handler. And add work, thread group, and open log file. And then here, I guess let's move import process somewhere here, right? This will be XDG, global program state, current program state, log file path. Huh? Log file path is not a member of program state. But what is it name of? What is it the member of then? Ah, it's in Luger. It's Luger Global. There you go. Open log file. Yeah, open log file. And now let's open this, right? Emacs into log window. Yeah. So couldn't send event, and then boom. Hey, what the fuck? Oh, I did not assign the handler. Fuck me, sideways. Health check. Disaster. Yeah. So when we log error this, we need to pass it as and logger data equals like that. And now let's wait like 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we press it, and there you go, log file opened. Right. And you just like send me this. Hey best friend, help! I installed Linux and all they gave me was NeoVim. This is a certified first-time chatter. You will see it if you have a 7TV enabled, 7TV extension, or FFZ, I guess. Yeah. Nice. So now I actually want to trigger it only once. So we only ungrab if we have something to grab. Libinput open devices, right? Patrick Baseman. I have like read on Twitter that I think director of American Psycho said that Patrick Bateman was a gay man's parody of a straight man. And the fact that, you know, it kind of became like, how do you say it? Like an archetype, you know, like with a little like cult following, was totally unexpected to him. I don't know if it's a real quote. I read it on Twitter. Everything you read on Twitter is probably written by a fucking psychopath. So don't take it with a grain of salt. I actually don't know that. I just realized that I haven't watched American Psycho in like 15 years or so. Too bad you can't just watch movies on Twitch. We could do a watch party. Actually, some people still do. Mary Harron. Interesting. Well, I guess she nailed it. Does it have count? So lib input open device is a hash table. And right, so hash table. How do you get? Do I just call count on entries? Does it have like a public API to get it? I guess no. So I probably just call count on entries. So walk table, it walks over what? entries, yeah. Oh, but isn't... Actually, I think this might not work because... Excuse me. I mean, why it might not work because... because entries might have tombstones in them. Table field removed, count collisions. Oh, this is table add, table set. Where the fuck is for expansion? There you go. Ah, for entry, if pointer, and then insert. Oh, there is a count on a table. Oh shit. I'm fucking blind. It's literally there. So here, what I wanted to do is I don't even try to write control because I don't have any, you know, input device opened, right? And so I guess I can just write it here. So if not lib input like log error we did not grab any input devices. Actually, so before I do it, could not create a virtual keyboard, nothing will work. Could not send control events. We did not grab any input devices, right? Why is it so early, by the way? Wait, why is it so early? Do we start this thread? Oh shit. Event handling thread actually should kinda start earlier. Well, you don't really have any sort of guarantee which of them starts earlier, but we have a little bit of a possible race here. Yes, excuse me. In a sense that if this takes too long, like over 5 seconds to be precise, then we try to ungrab shit when we shouldn't really, but this should never take over 5 seconds. If this takes over 5 seconds, then something is like really fucked with your system. So you know what I think? I think that these threads should be dependent on each other, right? So I create this, maybe this. Let me think about it for a second. So somewhere around here, libinput udev, they would start grabbing input devices and populating that table. And then I would start listening for incoming input events. And this is where my health check will also kick in. Yeah, so I'll create my 5-second timer. Yeah, so it is a little, like tiny little bit sketchy, right? Because if for some reason that procedure takes a lot of time, like a long time, then we are sort of fucked. So I guess I only want to start my timer thread if everything else started. Yeah, let's fix it while I'm here. Just in case, it should like never happen. But you know, it's Linux, so everything will happen eventually. There will absolutely be some like dude who's like trying to play on a fucking potato, and grabbing his keyboard will take 5 seconds, and he will get this race, and then since it's Linux people, they will siege my GitHub and burn me on hellfire. So yeah, maybe not do it like this. Maybe actually like start input handling and only launch timers if this is fine. So if this is okay, suffering from success, yeah. So here's where we start health check timer. Only start health check thread if everything else is okay. Right? Kind of like this. So will this even work? Nothing will work. Yeah, so now health check isn't even running. So you see, we never grabbed anything, so we don't even try it on grab. This is what I was kind of going for. And now in my handle timers, I can safely print this error message. Would you not grab any input devices? PRs or issues. Yeah. I do have plenty of issues on my program. And occasionally somebody would email me and ask for feature requests. So I would say, like, I can't say I'm suffering from success, right? But I'm definitely not lonely. I know for a fact I have users. And if I go to my repo, right, so I go to my repo, it has like 337 stars, okay, which for Windows only program, and now it's Windows only, it's not that bad. So yeah, you can't really call it suffering from success, but it has value to some people. And we will try to increase amount of value day by day, commit by commit. Anyway, so I'm gonna log maybe like a warning. Nah, it's gonna be like an error. It's like a proper log error. We did not grab any input devices. And so what does it mean? It means that here, and grabs in case our input handler Yeah, I only want to do this if we grabbed anything. Test input FD. Yeah, so if I'll just like go back to sleep. If nothing is grabbed, there is no reason for health check. Yeah. Yeah, and nothing will work. Actually, I can collapse this into here. So reopen program with privileges, blah blah blah. So nothing will work. I create virtual device. If not success, actually no. So create virtual device. One of them might be for health check. Right, one of them might be here. So yeah, let's keep it like that. Let's keep it this way. Let's make this a multi-line macro. So could not create blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Like this. Blood for the stakeholders. Not being able to create Hitboxer keyboard means nothing will work. Yeah, could not open for creating Hitboxer keyboard. Not being able to create Hitboxer keyboard means nothing will work. So yeah, this is probably a better error message. Let me actually disable, so I think slightly better. When I draw our button, it's like disabled equals has details. Yeah, like not details. What? Disable press. Yeah, can't click it. I can't click this. Can't click this. Actually, probably disable over is better. Disable over. Yeah, nothing. This is not. This like highlights, right? So I can press this, but I can't press this. Probably like slightly more feedback, right? What else should we polish? So let me go back and actually fix this, and now all works, right? So now you can see how suddenly input handling works. And now you can see like no symbol press. This is our health check, by the way. So now, yeah, everything is grabbed. Health check going, we work. So now I can add mapping, right? So for example, I map escape to F1, and now I can't press escape anymore, by the way. Right? So every time I press escape, you see like it opens fucking Emacs like manual because I pressed escape. So literally now escape doesn't work in my system. right? So if I go to insert mode, I can go back to normal mode. And the only way for me to fix it is remove this mapping, and now I can, yeah. Nice. And program works as well. And what I want to do, and if we open error log is empty too, right? You see, no errors. All systems operational. So one thing, like this log situation is crazy, I will remove later. You know, if there is no errors, I'll just not draw this underline, right? So that's how it's gonna look like. I want to look at error messages for my grab devices. So restricted, yeah, open restricted. Let me just do something like fd equals open. Let's just do fd equals -1. Wait, what? Yeah. Loss of information into 32 bits. S32. And now look at this. And now I'm opening and could not open. I click on it and I see, make sure you are a member of input group, sudo user mode -a input your username. Right. Ooh. Or run Hitboxer with sudo. Huh. Yeah. Let me put a dot here. On Wayland compositors, you don't need a comma here. Actually, you might not be able to run X11 GUI apps. Actually, no, yeah, because the main info here is that we're running on Wayland, right? Excuse me. No, this is a good comma. You might not be able to run X11 GUI apps, which Hitboxer is, under sudo. So you might have to run xhost plus local user root to enable running it under root. To make it run under sudo. To be able to run it as root. And the same command, but with -sign to roll back. Good log message. I mean, we are running under X-Wayland. I am just saying that usually on Wayland compositors, you cannot run X11 programs as root. So let me demonstrate it. Right? I can run Hitboxer. It runs. But if I do sudo Hitboxer and enter my password, look at this. Authorization required, but no authorization protocol specified. So you can't do it unless you run this program, xhost, right? So this program literally like, allows local users to run roots, and now I can do it. Now I can run it as root. You see? And now when I'm done, I can run the same command but with -sign. I don't know if it's visible. So like this. You see non-network local connection being removed. And now I can't run it anymore under sudo. So this is how it works. And this error message just basically tells user that. So they are not alone. If you know they don't want to add their user permanently to input group or something like this. Yeah, I actually developed it a little bit on my laptop, which is X11, and it worked for me. I can drop you a new executable if you want. Well, this is for people who enjoy rice. Yeah. Yeah, Westruun. I wonder if you remember Compiz. It's like a X compositor with fancy like fire, like and squishing effects.
The way we speak to each other, it's like some kind of coded language.
Yeah, so let's roll back this.
Every conversation we have just seems to lead to a crossroad.
Oh, excuse me.
It wasn't always like this.
I'll try it out. Yeah, let me then drop it to you if you want. Let me compile it in release mode. Jai build.jai release. Release build will take a little bit, a while. And it works. There's no debug output, right? Oh shit! Yeah, oh. You can't click it, why? Wait. What happens? Why not? What? Did I not re-add it? What's super slow? My program or Manjaro? Oh shit, look at this. Couldn't get device name. Wait, couldn't get device name is a different error though. Interesting. That's like super weird. Yeah, bye-bye Westruun, thanks for hanging out. But if I run it like this... Oh no, it actually doesn't work. It like legitimately doesn't work. Wait, what did I break? It just literally worked. Let me close this one. Couldn't get device name. Is it because I ran it under sudo or what? Input. Wait. Let's do it like this and... Oh wait. Like plus. And then sudo... Oh yeah, no, I did something. I'm a fucking idiot. I pasted incorrect line. So I removed this line and then I pasted incorrect one. This is the one. This is a signal. The universe tells me something. There you fucking have it. Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, let me compile release build. Also xhost. Let me open the Discord. Do I have Discord opened? Yeah, I have. What was your name? Ah, yeah. Okay, I found you. Found you, motherfucker. Woo, I apologize. And I can get this executable. 28th of October, 12:40. And just drop it into your DMs. Let me know your thoughts. Realistically, what I should do, I should probably install like a very minimalistic distro on VirtualBox and make sure that it runs so I don't have any like hidden dependencies, you know. Because I might link against something. Trying to maintain both LLVM and x86 backend in Jai, you think that would add a ton of development time? I mean, that's also investment in the future. Like John plans to just drop LLVM eventually. If it runs on that old ass, it should run everywhere. Well, technically, I do rely on something that's not super old. Like XCB backend in general, like XCB plus AGL is like 2021 plus, right? If your computer is older than year 2021, then shit might just not work for you. Or not even computer, like graphical stack. Right. So I like that. Any other error messages I might want to brush up? Or any other like error handlers I might want to add? Could not start on grab timer. Yeah, let me put one here. You might be in danger of hard blocking yourself out of using your devices if Hitboxer gets stuck during the input handling. Insane. Are you not loading stuff dynamically? I do, yes, I do. But for example, if I can't load EGL stuff, I don't fall back to GLX. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Just, if I can't load EGL, like, fuck you. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Right. I think we're actually looking pretty good. So I can fix my error messages here, right? You see, so IOCTLs, for example. So I can do another like with error. And then, so I can do this. virtual device, name, error value, error string. Hell yeah. Didn't lock me up, but I'll post the paste pin sec. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Fart. Terminal output. PCID driver null, KMS driver missing. libEJL driver null. Yeah. Failed to create DRI screen. Look at this. So tool is like running on a potato that doesn't support EGL. Unlucky. And then just don't have graphic stuff. Yeah, so it seems like X11 is trying to do something. But yeah. I assume you can't even load like UI because can't create this. Missing EGL warning, right? Yeah. I really don't want to implement JLX backend. Like, I really don't want to. Like, we might, but... Like, we might, but... You might try to install EGL driver, I guess. Like, I mean, technically, all you need to do is to install, like, libEJL. No, actually, you even have libEJL, I guess, since it warns. You maybe need to, like, update Mesa drivers or something. I've never seen this error message, but yeah. At least now nothing locks you out of using your computer. Use somebody else's software. Use proprietary NVIDIA driver. I see. I mean, I think NVIDIA driver should work. I remember Ilionto was running on NVIDIA driver and it worked. Like EGL worked. So I don't know. That's why I don't want to deal with OpenGL at all. That's why I wanted to think about software render, like 2D backend. So this with error. What else? Oh, this might also be with error. Oh shit. With error does not support code binary operator. Huh? Which one? Oh, look at this. I have a feature that I did not implement. Is the source on GitHub up to date? Well, not quite, but let me actually just drop you. I can like DM you executable if you're fine with it. Do you want? I can like build you make you a release build real quick. Or actually, you know what? I can just push it to GitHub. Wait. Yeah. Okay, I'll send it. Let me do a release build. And let me find you in the Discord. Where's my favorite penguin? Bro. Discord in streamer mode is impossible to search. Let me disable streamer mode. Onemoguchi. And now I can find you. Nemo. Hit a boxer. Send it. Send it. Oh no, viruses, viruses. Oh, and now I need to restart my Discord so it turns streamer mode back on. So I don't get pings. Oh no! I fucking hate Discord. I should have installed like Vestcord or like some third-party client. Now I can't. Yeah, now I need to hope that Arch Linux has Discord. Updated. Oh, it has, it has. I think it has. Yeah, okay. I just updated Discord. The package is updated. Yeah, we're back. Will it enable streamer mode back on? It did. Fine. For some reason, it also doesn't work for Ilionte. Right? So same shit. So why then? So that's why I hate fucking Linux. Why does it work for me but doesn't work for two other people? Why? Why? And it also works. It also works on my laptop. What do you mean it works? But what the fuck is this then? The fuck is this then? I mean, yeah, I mean, if UI isn't rendering, then, you know, it kind of doesn't work. Don't you agree? I guess by Linux standards, it kind of works. Good enough, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly why I wanted software renderer, because I just like I don't want to deal with this shit, man. Interesting that for Ilionte it actually works. So Ilionte sees window as well, right? So this is a screenshot from Ilionte. Right. Also using X11 version of Discord based. I wonder if program itself works, you know, like if input overrides and stuff like that work. But yeah, I'm like, why doesn't work for tool? Who the fuck knows? So code binary operator doesn't work. So I need to implement it for binary operator that is assignment. So nice. Actually, I'll probably want to do here. And example. So what else? Same thing. Okay, whatever. What else I can do today? Maybe something little before I fuck off, or maybe before we chill and yap a little bit. I guess we're relatively fine with regards to error messages. I'm like pretty happy with them at the moment. Oh, I kind of wanted to add like better debugging for keyboard inputs. Like you know, like an input display that shows kind of keyboard and stuff like that. Instead of just logging them like this. Because this is super undescriptive. Yeah. Tray is kind of not implemented on Linux as well. And also oh yeah, I need to fix logs that print mappings. They're way too fucking noisy. And I can use details now. That's actually pretty good. Now I can use details for mapping logs. That's pretty hype. Hype. Yeah. Well, I mean that was nice. What can I say? Let me commit this shit. Better log display and better error messages in general. There you go. Right. Oh, and music is over. Everything is like on timing. So maybe I'll implement that for binary thing. Maybe I'll implement this. Right, so compiler error does not support this code binary operator. So maybe let me implement this since we're here. So case declaration, case compound operator, case binary operator. Op root code binary operator and binary operator. We have the operator type is itself. Actually, can it be like a compound operator? So let's print left and right side. Print left, op left, like format struct, right, and op. Оп, давай, давай. This should be a semicolon. So I have left identifier, right is a procedure call. And op is 61. So 61 is actually equal sign, right? Yeah. It is in fact an assignment. Which means I can do something like with procedure call on right side are supported. Like this. Declarations and assignments only supported with procedure call on the right side. But right side of provided code is... Hey, bzzr, hello. No, music just barely ended. Like just literally just ended. Not in the mood for some other one. For now. So if op.operator type not equals this, like this, we return decal like that. And op right kind. Whoop rate kind. Gotcha. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, regardless. Now, let me try multiple things maybe. Like result through It doesn't even fucking type check. I need some motivating example. Yeah, let me comment this out and paste another one that does right, string and then bool, and then I will do something like content string equals read entire file. Hey, Elemental Magic Card Game, hello. That's some crazy name. Welcome to the stream. I think I like vaguely remember your name, but yeah, it's because it's so memorable. Undeclared identifier error code. What? What? Oh yeah, error value, error string. Oh, this acts as a compound declaration. That's crazy, actually. Oh, Sphero. Hey, thanks for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the raid. Welcome, Epic Raiders. Today we are working on, well, a bunch of stuff. Like, for example, better like log display for my program. Right? Couldn't create device. Virtual device, hitboxer keyboard. That actually should show me a proper error message. But yeah, anyway. Enjoy the content. Thank you, RPC. But yeah. So I let me roll back a little bit to show you what I was doing here. Let me comment this out. Let me uncomment this out. So now I think, yeah, now everything goes right. So what we're working today is on better like error messages and better log errors. So for example, if I can't open a virtual keyboard for overriding, it will show me an error. And then if I press on it, it will like, print to details like error code and what you need to do. And then when you click on it, there's like a log handler that will open like UDEV rules you need to apply. So we are just trying to be helpful so that when users use the program, they are, not super lost. Yeah, but and it actually kind of goes pretty well. I really enjoy the way this log window turned out. Nothing will work. Yes, because if I can't open a virtual device, virtual keyboard, where I want to write my messages, there is no reason to proceed, right? And so now it will work. And if you will add mapping, so now I can do like caps lock to control it. There you go. No caps lock anymore. System wide. And you can also add like, you can also add it for a particular program. It normally detects opened like X11 windows, but the only X11 window currently opened on my computer is this program itself. Everything else is Wayland. So yeah, I can only like choose it. And then we will detect a focused window, right? So when we focus an X11 window, we can detect it and, for example, enable profile for it. I noticed that on that binary you sent me, I see the log situation is crazy thing, but the log window was empty. Yeah. I haven't made it so that when there is no error logs, I don't show it, right? So there are no errors, so there are no logs. And that's what's so crazy about it, yeah. So I will hide this when there are no error logs or warnings. But you see it's like slightly transparent. And it flickers because it's an X11 window on Wayland Compositor. I myself implemented Xsync protocol, but apparently the only Wayland Compositor that respects it on Xwayland is KDE. And since this is not KDE, it's way we get to flicker. It's like another common KDEW. Yeah. Is it not possible to allocate an array with dynamic size on stack? It is possible, but why are you asking in like which context? The flicker is naughty. I guess if it stays on top of the stack, it should be okay. It still kind of flickers. I see. Well, maybe KD. So either I am not implementing Xsync correctly, right? There is one possibility. And another one is that maybe KD doesn't handle it all that well. So and what I was working on right now before you raided me is that it's not sufficient. Yeah, so what I was working on before you raided me is that I have a macro that's called with error, and it accepts two code nodes, right? Like in Jai. So let me show it. Like in Jai, you can pass code, like any code as data by prefixing it with code directive. And so what it does, it would execute this code. It will parse this code intelligently, then like execute it. And then if there are errors, it will get like system error code. So it on Linux, it will check error no and then p error. And it will insert it into this like code block. And in this code block, I have access to error code and error value and error string. This is like error string. And I could just use them. And it's so that I don't have to constantly call it myself when there's an error. It's, you know, how a lot of people have this like bespoke, like check, capital letters check macros in C where they do similar thing. It's Jai built-in. This is Jai built-in. It's a directive in Jai. You only need to prefix code with code when it wouldn't parse otherwise. For example, if it was just like a function call, I wouldn't need to prefix it with code. The compiler would understand what I mean because this macro, you see, it accepts code. So the macro would know that I don't want to call this procedure, IOCTL. I want to parse it as a code node instead. But since I kind of pass it here entire like assignment, the compiler doesn't parse it without the directive. So I need to kind of help it. Okay, this is a code. With error is taken an AST chunk. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's taken an AST chunk. And so, for example, here I parse it. I say, okay, if it's a compound declaration. So compound declaration is A, B, like call, right? So this is compound declaration. And then I parse it. I get like the left part, I get the declaration itself. And then I can check that, okay, on the right side, there should be a procedure call. And if it's not, I will print this error at compile time that, you know, declarations only supported procedure call on the right. And then I go for each assignment and I check its identifier and I backtick it. So I export it. So macros in Jai, they are hygienic. So they are scoped by default. That's why when I insert the code that I generate here, I need to insert it into the right scope. So I backtick my macros so that they are exported into the caller scope. So I kind of break out of the hygienity, right? So I make my macro like a little bit dirty. So backtick is kind of like in Lisp. Yeah. So in Rust, get like stream of tokens, if I recall correctly. But in Jai, you get the same kind of code. So in Jai, you still operate on code at compile time. You don't have this different mentality that, oh, at compile time, you get stream of tokens. You can just have your normal code. And you get AST node, but the way you operate on AST node is by writing a regular code, right? It's just like regular Jai, but it works with data structures that are provided by the compiler. Yeah. It's just regular code. And you have all the declarations in the compiler file, compiler.jai, and it enumerates every possible code node and everything that it has, right? Like code if, expression query, like type query, cast, right? Like procedure body, stuff like this. Yes, so here I get AST and I am modifying it. Then I assemble AST back into a piece of code and I remove it. And then this directive insert, it will insert it into the scope it came from. And so in my case, I provided it like result equals like IOCTL, and it will come back with result backticked. So result backticked will mean that it should be like in this scope. So kind of like this. No, homoiconicity is when like code and the data are interchangeable. But when we're talking about scoping of macros by default, that's called like homogenic or hygienic, sorry. Unless you meant, code is data situation. I worked at a company where they would get mad if you use C macros because they had debugging PTSD. Can't imagine what they do if they... I mean, this is pretty debuggable, right? The code that gets generated, you can just put a breakpoint like here, and you will get here. Something like this. So yeah, Jai tries to be very helpful. Like if you generate some code and insert it, it will produce this thing like build added strings, right? So it would produce this file added strings, and right, this thing like return that got generated at compile time, you could just go here with the debugger. Yeah. So debugger will just kind of drop you there. This is from JLSP. But I understand not liking macros in C. Have you heard this? There was not really a drum, but final KML thread where there's some innocent macro would expand into like 40 megabytes of code or something like that. It is just macro that they were like expanding over like decades and decades of Linux, and eventually they got into this situation. I don't even remember what this macro did. It converted something to something, but yeah. Anyway, so how do I handle a code binary operator? I just realized, actually, I just need to insert it verbatim. I don't need to backtick this identifier because result is already declared here. Where is result? Yeah, result is already declared here in another macro that's also called like this. And here I'm just overwriting this result. So I don't need to backtick anything here. I guess I'll just check. And if this is fine, I'll just not equals this and op right kind not equals procedure call. Actually, no. So this is the error about procedure call. And then I need to give an error about... I don't care if it's an equal sign. Yeah, because you might call some other function here. You might just call IOCTL, right? You might not even assign anything to it. Or you can do something like a plus equals if it like returns a number. So I don't care about it. I just care that on the right side is a procedure call. And I think otherwise I'll just return it. Or I just return code. Yes, I just return code with some minimal validation. And I think this should work. Yeah, look at this. It works. It compiles, and then if this IOCTL fails, we'll get here. So there you go. Converted. I also have another super crazy macro. If you're familiar with Odin, they have like or return syntax. And I actually implemented or return as a Jai macro. That will also like, it will check what like parent function returns. If any of these are like declared in the procedure body, and then it will like literally return you like from the middle of a function if you know the success condition is false or falsy. Hey Lada, hello. Good evening. So yeah, Jai lets you do some crazy fucking metaprogramming. It still does have some limitations. Some things are like not super robust around the edges, and for example, that O return macro, it really like touches some of the dark, like rough corners of current metaprogramming system. But the sole fact that it's possible like at all is crazy. And another crazy thing is that all of this is type safe. So all of the code you generate, when you give it back to the compiler will parse it, it will type check it, and if something is wrong, it will just not let you proceed. It will give you a regular compile error. This is why you can also just insert like strings. You don't have to assemble code from AST nodes or you know code directives. You can just literally do something like insert like string and then have like you know print, right, and like foo, something like this. And then when I compile not string only valid identifier is yeah, I can just give it a string semicolon. Yeah, I need a semicolon here, but now it works. And now you see it's like it like foo, right? It prints a bunch of stuff. And now like I'm breaking my code because I'm like just infinitely printing, and I'm not like unblocking std out, so Emacs can't cope and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like Python eval, it actually like parses. So if I, you know, fuck it up, like I typo, it won't compile. It will say undeclared identifier print, right? And it will show me the code that would be getting generated. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Yeah, but this actually worked nice, and I'm pretty satisfied with what I did today. So it's also 1:30 in the morning for me. Hey Arsean, and it works for strings that are not literals but dynamically built at compile time. Yes, you can literally like build string from like string builder or from temporary locator or just concatenate any way you want, and yeah, it will do the same thing for you, right? So for example, I have this s, it's also macro, and I don't necessarily like Jai's like here string. So Jai has like a here string. And you can just type whatever here. It's gonna get like inserted like literally. But sometimes I want to have them in line. Sometimes I want to have multi-line string like in line, and I don't want to declare it as a here string. And in Jai, there is no syntax to have multi-line strings without like string directive. So I just came up with my own like S macro that literally takes like an array of strings. This is like compile time strings, like constant strings, prints them to a string builder at compile time and returns your result again. And it then like inserts it. So at runtime, it ends up being a string literal. And I can have my multi-line strings similarly to how you have them in Python, kind of. Hey, John, good morning. Are you cooked? So, how you just woke up? You just wake up, or is it like 6 a.m. and you're going to bed? But yeah, literally what comment says. Didn't sleep enough, I see. Well, take a little nap. How about that? Yeah. Let me commit this. Commit this thing and this thing. Apply a bit more with error goodies. Woke and exhausted. I see. Yeah, I am also exhausted. So yeah, I stream like as a hobby, right? And stream after long work days. So I'm like super cooked as well. So next time, what I'm gonna work on next time I'm gonna make the like input display like this thing, right? So when I type, I detect all of the inputs. I want to make them somewhat more visual. Maybe add like a log display somewhere here, maybe like a button like show keyboard display, so you can like debug those, and so I don't have to print them or log them into a file. And after that, I guess we will have to figure out a fallback for EGL like not loading, right? So maybe I will need to implement like GLX OpenGL like loader, because this uses my custom-made OpenGL like loader library, like my own bindings, and I don't have GLX bindings, so I'll have to like generate them from XML. Maybe we'll do that, or maybe I'll say like fuck it and. I recently rewatched a couple episodes of Handmade Hero about SIMD. You know, there were like 3 or 4 episodes of Casey converting Handmade Hero software renderer from Scalar to SIMD. And I was thinking like, yeah, I don't really want OpenGL on Linux for my program. Maybe I'll just write software rendered backend for SIMP. And then maybe I don't need to create like partial like damage, like damage regions. Maybe instead I can just SIMD it and it'll be fast enough. It's Handmade Hero, not Handmaid's Tale. So yeah, maybe if I SIMD it like 4 wide or maybe like 8 wide, I won't even need to like implement damage regions to be like optimal. And then I don't need OpenGL at all. And I don't need to like worry about EGL not being available on some fucking potato laptop. So yeah. But that's the story for another day. Maybe I will release it before doing that. I also would really want to like just ship Linux version. Matrix multiplication optimization was interesting. Yeah. There's a guy, Daniel Lemire, I think his name, one of the authors of SIMD.json library. He has some like insane blog posts about SIMD. I tried to read some of it, and at the moment, it's just so above my pay grade, man. I'm not even shy to say that. I'm literally like not good enough to understand those blog posts. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, if you want to SIMD, you probably don't want to rely on compiler auto vectorizing your code. I also don't know how much of Jai code could be auto vectorized by LLVM, like out of the box. It's hard to say. I mean, it is a rabbit hole, true, but I feel like it's like a necessary knowledge. I feel like you must know some SIMD. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, but I guess that's gonna be maybe it for me for today because I did all I wanted for today, and there's no reason for me to start on like another project at the moment. And I even improved my macro. How about that? So since I got a good rate from Spherophoria, thank you by the way again. Let's pass it on. Let's find someone else to rate. John is streaming. I guess I can rate John. Why not? He's gaming, but he's saying that he will program later. So how about that? We will trust John that he will program later, so we'll rate him. But yeah. Thank you everyone. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, thanks Pharaoh for 8. If I'm not too cooked, I'm gonna stream tomorrow if I get a good sleep or maybe nap during the day. And we will implement input display, I guess. How about that? But before this, have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, wait. I need to press the fucking button. Bye.
Leave Brittany alone. Okay. So